In this video, I'm going to show you how to operate the Craftsman 24-inch snow blower. This is around 10 years old and I had it since new. And you can see that I have not used it that much, but when I needed it, it has performed very well, except for a few things that I'm going to also show on my channel. If you have not subscribed to my channel, you can click on the subscribe button and you will see how I had cleaned up the carburetor and a few more things, additional things, how to check the spark plugs. So this model is a Craftsman model, and you can see the model number here, 247.889571. Now this model might change over the years, but they still have the similar operations, and it will help you to understand how to start it, what to check before you start it, and how to operate it. So a few things to watch out here is you do have the gas cap here, which you will be able to fill the gas in here, and also the oil check over here. So you should be having some oil, so check that one first. As long as you have oil which shows within these cross marks, then it's good. So I'm going to put the oil check stem back, and I'm going to fill up some gas in there. So right now I have drained it for the winter, for the summer, and I'm going to start it for the first time. The next thing you will notice there is a switch here which needs to be pushed in. So this is basically, you don't turn it, you just push it in, and if you don't push it in, you won't get it to start. So this is very much needed. If you want to remove it, make sure you keep it where you don't lose it. And in this case also, they gave an extra key, which I actually leave it here because this stays in the garage. I don't want to lose the extra key, and it came with the snowblower. And then there is the primer bulb. So I'll show you how to use the primer bulb. And also this is the speed, and this is the choke. So those are the four things you have to keep track of: the choke, the speed, the primer, and the key. And everything is labeled red here, so all of them are red, and those will help you start it. The other thing you may want to look at is if you have an electric start, and this is the button where you can connect the wire or the electrical connection that comes to plug into the socket, and that uses the starter here, which will help you start. I recommend using an electric start because, especially with the snowblower, when it's cold out there, you are starting from cold start, this electric start is kind of a lifesaver. Otherwise, you can always pull this handle. So I'm going to pour some gas in it. I'm not going to fill it up. I'm just going to pour enough to start it up and tune it. So if I put in some gas, and that should help me start it up and test it. To put the cap back on. So what I'm going to do is I'm going to make sure the key is in, and I'm going to make the speed go all the way to the fast. So this is stop, and then it goes all the way fast. I'm going to make the choke, turn the choke to on, and I'm going to prime this. So the way you prime it, you hold, there is a hole in here, you hold over the hole and you push it 3 times. Get a good push for 3 times. Now I plugged in the other side into wall socket, and I'm going to give it a try here with the electric start. So you push the button and just make sure that you don't keep the button on for too long. So give it a So it looks like the gas has not flown in here. So I'm going to prime this again. You might have to do it multiple times. So it takes a little few more of the priming. So I will press a few more times. And so you can see some smoke coming out, which is okay for now because it has been sitting all summer. And I'm going to disconnect the wire from here. And now I'm going to release the choke and see how it runs. To stop the engine, you can just pull this, or you can pull the speed back to stop. You can pull the speed knob to the stop, or you can pull this and it will stop as well. On the controls here, and this might differ from model to model, but this one on the left side, if you press this, it will make the augers move, and I'll show you after I start it. Whereas this one on the right side makes the tires go forward or reverse based on what you have. So you can see there are two speeds on the reverse, 1 and 2. So if you put it on 2 and you do reverse and you press the right, it will go backwards twice in the speed, and then you have 6 speed on the forward. So usually you won't need all the way to 6 unless you are bringing it back, but a speed of 2 or 3 should be good enough. And the way you do it is you pull this lever down and you move to the correct speed you want. And once I start it, you will be able to see how this works. So if you don't have electric start, or if you are not closer to the a plug or an outlet, the other way to start it is you can pull in. So I have pushed the since it was starting, I can put it on choke again, but you can pull the lever and you can see that the lever takes a little more pull. So that's the other way to start it. And now I'll show you the auger. If you push the auger on the left side, and you can see that this is how the snow is pulled in, and the impeller in the back pushes the snow out from the chute. And if you press the right one, it will move. The other thing I want to mention is if you press this lever and then press the right one, it will lock. So this one you can use with one hand, and you can release the other hand for doing anything, which may be helpful because you have the chute control over there, which you can rotate, and that will change the direction of the chute. So if you want your left hand to be free, in this case you can move the chute as you want with that lever, and this will hold it in place. The next thing I want to mention is before you store it, and if you have gasoline in the tank, don't let the gas sit for more than a month, because that will get you into trouble the next time you try to start. And especially with ethanol in the fuel, you should drain it before you store it for the summer, or even if you are not using for more than a month. You should drain the gasoline and also drain the gasoline from here. So I'm going to show those two things, and that will save you when you start the next time. Either you can use one of the suction that you can buy probably for $4 or $5, and this will allow you to siphon it out. So that's a siphon device. Or you can use a turkey baster. Often I can use it for small amounts of gasoline there, so I just use a turkey baster which I leave in the garage for doing similar work with the small engines. I'm going to use a turkey baster which I use for my garage, since I don't have a lot. Otherwise you can use the siphon pump. So I have removed most of it, but still there will be a little left, which you can either run the engine till it dies. That way everything will be out of the engine and the system. Or you can open the float bowl, which I'll show over here. So this is the carburetor float bowl over here. That's where the gas comes in, enters, and is sucked into the engine. And there is this 10mm bolt which actually will release the gasoline that is stored in there. So if you leave that gas in there, and it will create issues the next time you try to start it. So you can collect the gas that comes out. It will be a little bit, and you can see. So empty that, and also there is a rubber washer. Don't lose it. So that way it will be empty of gas. The other thing you can do, instead of opening the float bowl, is you can run the engine till it dies, and that way you will be able to get rid of all the gasoline in the engine. Hope that helps. If you like the video, click on the like button, and also subscribe to my channel. I will have some more videos on this snowblower, and hopefully you will be able to fix your snowblower and get it running again with the tips that I'm providing.